Welcome back, Student at the Game podcast. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. So tonight, Thursday night football edition of our pick'ems, we have the Miami Dolphins, who are 2-7, going on the road versus the Baltimore Ravens, who are 6-2. Lamar Jackson, man, Lamar Jackson, for number one, people, is my MVP so far this year. He is my MVP, I'm telling you. And the thing about it is, this man is doing amazing things out there on the football field, despite receiving so much hate. I'm telling you, he is not judged and graded the way the Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, the way these quarterbacks are being graded and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really do believe that the Matthew Stafford, Justin Herberts, and Josh Allen, when they have bad games, guess what? It doesn't get talked about the way Lamar Jackson gets talked about in a bad game. It does not. Like, whenever Lamar Jackson has a bad game, guess what? That is the weak conversation, the conversation that's going on your national sports shows all week. Every day. I got to say every day on that, people. But whenever Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen, whenever they have bad games, like, check this out. Justin Herbert, a couple weeks ago, had a bad game where his QBR rating wasn't even old enough to drive, old enough to drink. Okay? It wasn't old enough to drink. So that means it's under 21, people. Nobody talked about that. If they talked about it, prove it to me. Put it in the comment section. But I guarantee you, nobody that I know talked about it, you know? Matthew Stafford, he had a bad game. They talked about that one day. If Lamar Jackson had that bad game on national television on Sunday Night Football, I guarantee you they would talk about that all month. Even if he came back and threw 5 touchdowns the next game, or went Al Bundy on him, threw four touchdowns, or ran for 4 touchdowns the next game. I guarantee you they would not talk. They would not stop talking about that. Okay, but hey, that's one of those things. Is all about expectations. You know what I'm saying? When you're great, here's how when you know when someone is elite. When they have great performances, guess what? People still want more. They expect more. Why? You know why? Because there's high expectations. Okay. But when they don't perform, when they perform below those high expectations, everybody's going to talk about it almost every day until they perform better. Okay. But here's the thing. Those who are not elite, oh, yeah, they're going to get talked about and get propped up and get all the praise when they excel and do great, right? But when they have bad games, crickets. That's the difference between elite and non-elite. So you can't call Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen. They're not elite until whenever they have bad games, that gets talked about just as much as their good games. Okay? And I'm not talking about one day or whatever. No, it gets talked about all week. You ever wonder why? Hey, guess what? LeBron James, elite. Whenever he has bad games, that gets talked about all week. Okay? Russell Westbrook, all week. James Harden, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, all week. Okay? Tom Brady, guess what? He's the GOAT. If he had a trash game the way Matthew Stafford had on Sunday night, oh man, they'll be saying Brady needs to retire. All that. So that's why you can't put Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford, and Josh Allen in the same conversation as the other elites. Because guess what? Everyone's not elite. And just because you're not an elite quarterback does not mean you are trash. It means you're a good quarterback. You're a very good quarterback. You can get paid like an elite quarterback. Does not make you an elite quarterback. It's all about the topic of discussion. What's the expectations for you? And with that in mind, people, pretty much, as you can tell, my pick is going to be the Baltimore Ravens, okay? But I just had to get that out there because it's too much hate going around for Lamar Jackson. But guess what? A lot of wise, great people say this. Guess what, man? Well, Cat Williams said this in particular. You're not great unless you got a lot of doggone haters. If you don't got people hating on you, you need to become better and be great and get you more haters. Get your haters game up. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't have any haters, you are not elite. And that's the truth. That's the truth, people. But now the Miami Dolphins, this team here has been going through a lot, man. It's going through a lot. I really think that the fact that the trade deadline is over, that's one less question. That's one less dark cloud, raining cloud. I'm saying cloud that's going to be on this team right now because there's no more trade deadline, no more Deshaun Watson talk. So now they can focus. They can focus on playing football. Now the question is it too late? I don't know. I don't believe the Dolphins are going to win this game tonight, but if they did win this game, I would not be surprised. I'm a big fan of sports movies, and one of my favorite sports movies is Major League with Charlie Sheen, Wesley Snipes. You know the drill. And Tom Berenger. Love that movie. Here's the thing about that movie. That Cleveland Indian squad, they was on the brink of elimination from the postseason with about 50% of the season left. But then guess what? They went on a hell of a winning streak. Well, they all just came together and just focused. And they won a whole bunch of games in a row. And guess what? They made it to the playoffs. Can the Miami Dolphins do that? It's possible. Jacoby Brissett is going to be starting today. I still believe in Jacoby Brissett. I think he's a starter in this team, in this league. I don't think he's an elite quarterback, of course, but I do believe that he's capable of winning some football games. Okay, he's a mobile quarterback, and the thing about it is he's going up against a good Baltimore Raven defense. They can cause him some problems, but guess what? He can get him some problems. You don't want no problems. So I do believe that the Dolphins, like I say, Coach Brian Flores, I think he's a brilliant coach. I think he's a good coach. And a lot of people, they overlook this guy. But anyways, I do believe that right now with the whole Deshaun Watson thing out of the picture, at least until the offseason, they can focus on football for this season. There's 17 games in the season this year. So if this was a normal season, this would be the equivalent to them being really like 2-6. All right. So, but this time, hey, they're 2-7. They still have a chance to make it to the postseason because you have 17 games. All right. And anything can happen. Like, if they go 10-7, they could get a number 6 or number 7 seeds, people. And that's the thing. Not only are you getting 17 games, more teams are allowed into the playoffs. Somebody is going to be 9-8 in the playoffs. And it's possible it could be the Miami Dolphins. It would not surprise me. Hey, you can catch lightning in a bottle, I'm telling you. You know, and you know another thing? I'm surprised they didn't try to bring in Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson looked all right with those Titans. But anyways, Tua is not going to be playing. They listed him as the backup, which is, I'm like, okay, so if he's able to play, he needs to start. But okay, they're trying to win ball games. Who knows what's going to happen? But I do think that Deshaun Watson, by that cloud not being over their head, that's going to allow this team to focus. And I think you're going to see a real good effort out of this team. They're on national television. They know all odds are stacked against them, okay? And I think they're going to come out and do well. I just can't see them beating this Baltimore Raven team, though. You know, this Raven team, Lamar Jackson is on a roll, people. Like, this defense will have to do a big number on Lamar Jackson in order to win this game. But I do believe this is going to be a close game. All right. Even one of my best friends, Chris, he doesn't believe that it's going to be a close game. But one of my best friends, Roderick, who is a Baltimore Raven fan, guess what? There's no doubt in his mind that this probably will be a close game, you know? So, but, yeah, man, I think, see, sometimes I could convince myself to pick the Dolphins, but no, I'm going to roll with the Ravens here. It's going to be a close game. I'm looking at a score of, I'm looking at like a 23-20 game. That's what I'm looking at. This is going to be a hard-fought game, people. But that's all I have right here on this segment here. This is our Thursday night football edition of our weekly pick'ems. This is week 10. Week 10, people. Can you believe it? We made through week 10. Let's do 10 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 claps. Round of applause for making it through week 10 for our NFL pick'ems Thursday edition. So we have the Baltimore Ravens winning this game, people. All right. I've said it. You listen to it. So share your thoughts in the comment section below and let me know who do you believe is going to win this game and tell me why. I have no problem if you disagree with me. It's all good. We're discussing this. You know what I'm saying? And share your thoughts below and hit that like and subscribe button so that way when I drop a video, it comes right to you. It's your notifications. It's going to say, hey, video from Student at the Game Podcast. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Student at the Game Podcast. Peace out.